Hello, I'm the Black Hart. Welcome to lessons in the presentation of Bizarre Magic number 8. Here we're looking at the card effect that has been around for a long time, but as you will see, it usually is rather wasted by magicians. On its own it's a great effect visually, but it could be so much more. I'm going to show you two examples, and with one of them I'll put my own spin on it afterwards using the magic of my editing suite. Finally, we will see my own, no sleight of hand, bizarre presentation of the very same effect, just so you can see the difference. So here we go with number 1, and this version includes sleight of hand and false counts.
There's 9 cards in all. Well, there's a 9. You know, most of these cards are all alike. They're all 9s. Well, let's put 2 stacks of cards down here on the table. Some face up, some face down. You know, I'm looking for my wild card. Ooh, there she is. The Queen of Hearts. She's really wild. Watch this little wild lady when she goes to work. Just like that, she changes all of the other cards to wild cards as well. But what about these? I'm glad you asked. Watch their influence on these gents right over here. The 9s I put face to face, just like this. In front for just a moment. All I have to do is wave the ladies right over the top of those 9s, and just that fast, they change as well.
Okay, the sleights are well handled, there's no doubt of that, but is it magical? No, not really. There's certainly no plot or purpose other than to show the transformation. We have the unusual bottom deal, which always signals trickery, as normal people don't handle cards like that. The presenter is simply telling the audience what he's doing. Well, they can see that, they don't need telling. Then we have the card snap, another sure signal that we are watching a card trick. You could present this silently and it'd have just as much effect. The audience have no involvement or emotional engagement, which is why the reaction is likely to be, "How did you do that?" So, on to our second example, which also includes a couple of magicians' false counts.
Check this out. I'm a card collector. What that means is I collect 9s. From decks that I have, you know, after I lose a few cards, I always take the 9 out. In this case, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 9 of spades. I also have a Queen of Hearts, and 1, 2, 3, 4 more 9 of spades. That's 8 9 of spades, 1 Queen of Hearts. Now, the Queen of Hearts, I guess you could say, is kind of maybe like a wild card. Let's lay the 9s down like this. I'll take this 9, place it face down right there. This one, face down right there. This one here. And this one here. And then these ones I'll actually sit face up. Now it leaves me with my Queen of Hearts, which, like I said, could be a wild card. The way I could use it is like this. If I take the Queen and place it face to face with one of the 9s, all I have to do is peel it apart, and it would look just like a Queen. Now if I take another 9 and I kind of just take it and slide it in between the 2 queens and just give it a little wave, that's all it takes. And now I have another queen. Watch again as I bring it through my hands, pop it, and pop it. And I've got 2 queens. Now, watch this 9. All I'm going to do, pay close attention, because remember I got these 2 queens here. Just tap. And it's done. Now you can even do it like this. And that's a queen. And then just take this 9 and rub it with this queen. And it's a queen. Now one more time. And the last 9. Pay close attention. Check it out. You can still see it. It's still a 9. I snap. Now it's a queen. Boom, boom, boom.
Yes, we get you collect 9 of spades, but why? Why should we care about this? Next, we get a couple of false counts. Again, a move that non-magicians see as unusual. The Queen of Hearts is kind of like a wild card. What does that mean? We then go into a verbatim description of what we see the presenter doing. Yes, we can see what you're doing, we don't need you to tell us. We also have another typical card magician's handling, popping the cards. Why do they do it? They just signal that they're card magicians. Perhaps they think this will impress their audience and help them get girlfriends. Once more, no script or presentation. This is a very lazy way to present magic. Well, not magic really, just a puzzle. How did he do it? So, now I'll try something a little different. Not a bizarre presentation, but a presentation with a little theatre, with my words added to the actions. It may seem a strange thing to do, but I used to collect 9 of spades playing cards. Why? Well, you see, the number 9 had proven very unlucky for me. There were several tragedies that badly affected me when living at 2 addresses that were number 9. I had several accidents on the 9th of the month. I was once made redundant on the 9th of September, the 9th month. Even worse, 3 times death tragically visited my family on the 9th. And so it went on. So I began to collect 9 of spades playing cards. Spades because the suit is associated with bad luck. I reasoned that if I collected the cards as a token of my bad luck, then I could hide them away and in some way get power over my bad luck. Then, one day, I met a beautiful young lady and we fell in love. She was the queen of my heart. Gradually from that day on, I began to forget about the curse that had followed me on the 9th. I landed my dream job with good pay. We were able to buy a lovely house in a nice area, get a good car, and then our darling children came along. All 9 of them. No, I'm only joking. We have 2. And they bring much joy to us both. In the fullness of time, I forgot about the 9s of spade that I had hidden away. Then, one evening when clearing out some junk, I came across the tin where I had kept my 9s of spades. The memories came flooding back, the tragedy and the sorrow. But then I reflected on how my life had changed for the better since I met my love, my Queen of Hearts. With trepidation, I opened the tin and took out the cards that I had secreted there all those years ago. Slowly opening the tin, I found that my bad luck had now been replaced by love and contentment. So, here we have a link to the cards used, the 9 of spades and the Queen of Hearts, and a reason for using these. There's no verbatim presentation of the presenter's actions. There doesn't need to be. There's an emotional engagement with the audience. It's a nice and gentle story with a theatrical presentation. The big difference is that some thought went into the wording. Now, onto my bizarre presentation, where things get rather darker. The Night of the Demon.
It is the night of the demon. It is the night of the demon. It is the night of the...
These magicians gathered to raise a demon, their hope to gain his power. They gathered in their secret place at their secret hour. They chanted and sang and Satan praised, till the demon in all his wrath was raised. But this was no ordinary demon. This was the most powerful demon of them all. This was the devil himself. The magicians stood frozen in fear as the devil walked among them. As he touched these two, their souls were lost forever. The devil grabbed the next two souls to add to his collection, but not satisfied yet, moved on. Rooted to the spot with fear and unable to flee, the devil approached his next victims, and they too joined his band of tortured souls. One last hideous scream was heard as the last two souls were wrenched from the devil's victims. The devil looked around and laughed. Did these magicians really think that they could play with his fire and not get burned? Well, now his latest victims would have all eternity in the tortuous fires of damnation to contemplate the consequence of their plot to take a demon's power.
It is the night of the demon.
Night of the Demon is basically the same effect, but with the magician and devil substituted. The script accompanies the presenter's actions. There's no verbatim explanation of these actions. The short story unfolds and the audience can see the incredible transformations taking place right in front of them. It's given a dark element by the magician's souls being taken by the devil. We had a nice prop, the box, and some suitable music, and the effect is changed from a puzzle to a piece of theatre. There are no false counts and no sleight of hand in this version. Remember, we're not doing this to impress our audience. We're doing this to give them a magical experience and to entertain them. One of the things I enjoy most about bizarre magic is actually looking at an effect that's very common, very normal, and changing it, giving my interpretation of it, giving it some magic and giving it some theatre. Well, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please leave your comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. And if you aren't already a subscriber, then please subscribe. The Night of the Demon is exclusively available from Black Artifacts. Thanks for watching.